Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Ladies Room Talk Show. I'm Clarissa Kenty, your Kingdom Concierge. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful holiday. I certainly did. I did a little bit of work, but not a lot of work. And so I was able to get some stuff done really around the house and running a couple of errands, which I haven't really don't have a lot of time to do, but I did that. And so it was just a really good day, beautiful day outside. I had my Zoom calls on the patio and I heard my chimes ringing, and it was just a whole vibe. It was a whole vibe. It was a whole vibe. I enjoyed myself today. So ready to get back at it in the morning. So, and I know you guys probably are too. So I hope you enjoyed your holiday and was able to rest today, much like I did. Want to give a big shout out to our guest on last week. Guess what, guys? We had two guests inside the ladies' room on last week. On last Monday, we had Erica Coward. She came in and was talking about some amazing things about an event that's coming up here pretty soon. I believe it's in November. Now, you know, this month is two things that we are honoring in the month of October. Number one is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Also, it is Domestic Violence Month, and both of those events are being honored and recognized in the month of October. And so Erica is having a wonderful event about that, and we really did a deep dive into emotions. We did a deep dive into various types and kinds of abuse. And some of you, you really need to go back and check that out. You may be a victim of abuse and not even know it. And so we tapped into a lot of things. Some things that she shared on last week that I thought was interesting is she talked about financial abuse, how people will hold financial funds from you and hold it against you, and just ration out things to kind of keep you in a financial bind because they're the financial breadwinner. So it's a lot of stuff, guys, that we did a deep dive in on last week. You want to go back to the Ladies Room Talk Show, check that out. It was really good. Also, we had my cousin, Tonya Hill from Milwaukee, who came in, and her book just came out on Amazon. Go out and get it. It's called Let's Kiss. I thought that was really cute. Let's Kiss. And it's just keep it simple. Keep it simple. For those of you who may be like me, I have a tendency to be an overthinker in certain things, but God is not finished with me. I'm so excited about that. But I do have a tendency to maybe overthink or make sure everything is the way it needs to be. And it can get to be a little convoluted maybe, or difficult because of the steps that I may add into that. I'm very much of a strategic planner, but that book I think is going to be a life changer for all of us who may tend to be overthinking or just want to make sure everything is just excellent and perfect. She's going to release us from that stress, guys. Let's Kiss has hit Amazon on last Thursday. So go out there and grab your book. My book has been ordered. I'm waiting for it to come in and can't wait to read it. So big shout out to Tonya Hill, my cousin, who is the author of Let's Kiss. If you haven't ordered it, guys, go out there to Amazon, order it. Tonya Allen is the author, and go out. Tonya Allen, Tonya Hill is the author. I have lots of Tonyas in my life, guys, that God has blessed me with. I have two Tonya Allens. One is Tonya Hill Allen, and then one is Tonya Allen, who is the guest tonight. And then my cousin is Tonya Hill. So can you see how I can get that confused? Can you see? I have got it all confused. It's a mouthful for me, but they're amazing, beautiful women that God has put in my life, and I'm so glad that they are there. So Tonya Hill, go out there and grab her book, Let's Kiss, on Amazon. It's going to be an amazing book for sure. Now tonight, don't forget to vote. Don't forget to vote, 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 vote. Get the information that you need. This is a very critical election. It's going to be talking about some things. If you vote for one person, how life is going to look different for people who are in the minority. It's going to look real different if you vote in the wrong way. So we got to get some information out there. I'm not one to tell you who to vote for or how to vote. My job is to make sure that you're getting the information necessary so that you can make the best and wise choice that fits you and your community. So I hope to have some people come on here pretty soon when we're going to be discussing some of the things that's going to be on that ballot. And if we vote for a particular person, what it will look like for those of the minority ethnicity. So you don't want to miss that, guys. We have a couple of weeks left before it's time to vote, and you don't want to be left in the cold. Get out there and vote. So tonight we have the amazing and beautiful Tonya Allen. She's no stranger to the Ladies Room Talk Show. She was here on last year. I can't believe it's been a year, but she was here last year, and she talked about how God has just really brought her through. She is an amazing breast cancer survivor as we honor Breast Cancer Awareness Month. She is going to come in today. She had a great event on last week that she wants to talk about. We want to hear about it. And then she has some other things that's going to be coming down the pipeline that I'm really excited about hearing. So Tonya, girl, welcome back to the Ladies Talk Show.
Hello. So glad to be here.
Yes, listen, let's start off with what God has done for you. If this is their first time hearing your story, as I said before, you were here last year. I can't believe it's been a year already, but you shared your story then. If you can briefly tell us your story and what God has done for you, and then we can jump right on into the event that you had on last week.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Back in 2019, at the end, December, I went to the doctor for my yearly exam. January 2020, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. Early stages, stage 1B. However, I didn't understand what that meant. I just heard the words "you have." And so I thought my world was over. And in that, I went through my surgeries, my chemotherapy, walking with God, because no one could actually go with me to the hospitals because of the pandemic. Yeah. So I had him on my right side and we walked this thing out. And here I stand, 4 years, thriving and surviving, have had no issues, praise God. And I know that God had me go through this journey to take this walk in order to actually help someone else.
Yeah.
And I know that's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
But I'm thankful to be here.
Yes, I am too. And I'm grateful that you're sharing your story and definitely encouraging everyone to go and get a mammogram. Early detection is key. And we have to go and we have to get checked. When I go in, Tonya, I go in to get my annual with my GYN, and I just go ahead and get the mammogram done at the same time. So that way I know it's done annually. And when I go in, I just knock it all out at one time. It's a lot of going on, but I go ahead and knock it on out. And so I can be done with that. So thank you for being just the amazing soul that you are, and how you are taking on that mantle and you're encouraging other women to do the same. So let's talk about the event that you had on last week.
On last week, I'm a librarian at Minor Elementary School. And a part of our PTA, we try to promote a community service. We try to do a couple throughout the year to encourage our students to give back. A lot of times kids don't really understand what that looks like and what that actually does to your soul. So we try to convey early on that this is something that we need to practice, we need to do so that we can be better citizens and soldiers for God. So in that, with me being a breast cancer newly survivor at the time 4 years ago, I asked my principal, could I do something to, I guess, celebrate breast cancer, and also help people who were finding themselves in the same shoes as I. And so she allowed me to do so. I asked the students to give a donation of $2 to 2 organizations that helped me when I went through. Now, mind you, in 2020, in the middle of the pandemic, the Susan G. Komen organization that was located here in Birmingham closed down. And so we had sent money to them for years, and to find myself without a safety net or a place where I could call to get information, to get assistance, to get help, I just couldn't believe it. And so God put 2 angels in my path. Had no idea who they were. People just kind of word of mouth told me about Brenda's Brown Bosom Buddies
Right.
and the Pink Tops organization out of Bessemer. And so I called both organizations, and Miss Brenda answered the phone immediately and listened to me, was very, very, very instrumental in listening to me at that time and offering services. And also Miss Raquel Smith, who is the CEO of Pink Tops. She was open, when I say open arms, basically she was dropping knowledge and information and things on my front porch to help me navigate the battle I was about to face.
Mhm.
And so with that being said, I just wanted to give back to those organizations because they gave so much to me.
Right.
And so we wanted the $2 each child. We just kind of asked for a general donation if they could, $1 to go to each organization. So the first year we asked for 500 just to be split evenly with a $250 um, donation to each organization. We raised around $700. Year two, still praising God, thanking God. We just said, okay, we'll do 500 again and see if God, does what he does.
Right.
Um, and that year we raised around $900. So still praising God, increase, just thankful. And both organizations were able to do really good work for women who look just like you and I, to provide mammograms for them, to provide resources like gas cards, food cards, even pamphlets, information. We were able to pay. There was an older lady that Miss Brenda found who was not able to pay her bill. So we were able to kind of take care of that through that organization with
Mhm.
some of the money that we had donated. Year three, fast forward, God did it again. We went up to, I think it was over at $1,000 we raised last year. Still asking for the minimum of 500.
Right.
But this year, I have Minor Elementary. When I say they went above and beyond, God did it. So we still asked for 500. We were able to donate $2,531.11.
Oh my goodness.
Still tearing up and still praising God because
Wow.
I know He's giving me double for my trouble. And like I said, pretty much everything, the balloons, the decorations, and all of those things, my family, my loving family donates the money so that I can do that part. It's none of the money is touched. It goes strictly to the two organizations. I don't even touch the money.
Wow.
Because I want to make sure everybody knows that this is to help women. Now, over the years, the donations that I've worked hard to solicit for these two organizations have touched parents that actually have children at my school. And
Right.
this year, we actually donated the money and we presented them with awards for a teacher who was there in kindergarten. She passed in 2015, who was an avid minor Mustang. She worked there 28 years, we believe.
Mhm.
Miss Deborah Fales. So each one of those women received the Deborah Fales Courage Award on Friday, and so it just made all the difference to let them know that we support them in their fight. We support them
Mhm.
in their fight. And
Yeah.
you
Oh,
feel really good. It really makes you feel really good.
I mean, I'm familiar with both women,
Yes, yes.
and especially Brenda Home. And
Mhm,
she's been in the ladies' room several times.
mhm.
Come in and she's talked and discussed and years ago about Brenda's Brown Bosom Buddies.
Yes,
And
yes.
so, what a lot of people aren't familiar with is Brenda's Brown Bosom Buddies are for women who are of color,
Mhm.
not just Black women or African American women, but woman who is of color. This organization helps and assists in these things. And what I've learned is that Brenda's Brown Bosom Buddies Association, they help with transportation to go to the
Mhm.
chemo. They will come back and maybe provide food and meals for them, maybe for a day or two after the chemo. And so maybe provide child assistance if you have small children and you need help with that, or, just to come and do like a little spa day or something
Mhm.
to make you feel really special and real girly girl. Cause that's just who we are. We're girls.
Right, right.
Brenda has done an amazing job in the
Mhm.
community in just really helping women who are survivors, women who are going through the fight right now, and
Yes.
just really does an amazing job. And Tonya, I think that's really beautiful for you to do so. That this woman has been in a situation that she's been able to help you, and you have found yourself in a situation to say, "Hey, I want to give back to who's given to me." And
Right.
I know that Brenda and all of them, both organizations, are very appreciative to
Mhm.
what you're doing because they're all nonprofits. And so,
Right.
unless monies are coming in or donations are coming in, it's
Mhm.
very hard for nonprofit organizations to be able to thrive financially and to
Yes.
continue to do what that they want to do and desire to do in that objective. And so, Tonya, hats off to you. This is just
It's all God.
amazing. It's something that you don't have to do, but
Mhm.
out of the goodness of your heart and your appreciation, you're doing so. And every year, obviously, you are increasing in the amount of money that you're able to give these women. And so, to me, if I had a nonprofit, that would be a beautiful surprise because you never know. It's kind of like a box full of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And so each year, okay, Tanya's having her event. Well, what are we getting this year? So, um,
I just, in all honesty, Clarissa, God gives me the vision. What I do is I take it to Him. I get on my knees, and then He gives me the vision. Like
mm,
this year's mantra was "Stomp out breast cancer," and
mm,
I was like, "Okay, Lord, now how are we gonna stomp out breast cancer?" And so one of the things we entailed is we brought in the Miles College Qs, the Omegas, and
that's
so
my
they were able to come.
my
Yes,
yes.
yes, they were able to come and actually show our boys and girls what stepping looks like. And
Okay.
so you saw a lot of kids, especially our kindergartners, who were trying to emulate or imitate what they saw. And it was the cutest little thing. So we're going to bring them back, and so they can talk to the kids about college, the older grades, and try to, you know, kind of turn the tables
Right.
and actually make a community connection.
That is so beautiful. You have thought of it all
It's
as
all
it
God.
relates to this event. I mean, and you're educating the children because I'm sure that there are young children there that their mothers or loved ones are experiencing or maybe going through that journey right now. So it's really good. And then you're showing them how to give back
All right.
to the community. And
We
so,
had, yeah, we had two parents that actually, one who's finished chemo and the other who is actually, she's healed of hers. We were able to provide for them in some shape, form, or fashion. But for one of the ladies, with Miss Raquel Smith and Pink Tops, she
mhm,
has two daughters. And because she has two daughters, she has a program that's called Mommy and Me, and with the Mommy and Me program is that she'll work with the parent and the children to form a little group. And in that, they will actually try to prevent this disease from happening with the little girls by providing nutrition, exercise, and those type activities so that we can try to eliminate these things for even showing up.
mm, that is awesome.
Hmm.
And I'm telling you, in education, knowledge is power.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm so excited that you are bringing that awareness. And, and it's something that we know that nationally, Breast Cancer Awareness Month is October. However, every day is Breast Cancer Awareness.
Man,
Every
yes,
single day. We
right.
need to keep it at the forefront. We need to keep it before the minds and before the eyes of all of us, and even men. We don't talk a lot about breast cancer in men, but it happens,
Right.
and there are survivors out there.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so, actually, I had someone that was on my show that was a breast cancer survivor a couple of years ago,
Mm.
and so that's a male. And so, we want to make sure that we, as you said before, keep that before us. And early detection is the key. Definitely getting there and get those mammograms. And so, Tanya, tell me, if is it still true that these two organizations can help with the financial investment for mammograms for
Yes,
women who may not be able to afford it? Okay.
yes. Miss Brenda's organization definitely can help with the mammogram. Miss Raquel Smith's group basically helps with the other needs, where
Okay.
you may be looking at food source, where you may look at bill support, where you may be looking for more information or knowledge. She explained to us on this time she was able to secure the building next door. And so she's able to provide the beauty shop experience for breast cancer survivors. She has
Okay.
an area in the back where she has someone who will do wigs, who will do makeup to make women feel beautiful, because we are, even though you don't feel it on the outside, she's helping you understand that you are on the inside and the outside.
Right. Right.
So I just thought that was such it was just such a wonderful thing to think of that, because a lot of times when you lose all your hair, and mind you, let me say, this is my 4-year hair.
Okay.
Yes, I'm wearing my own hair now. I've finally come out of the weeks, but I was just like, oh my God, I have somewhere where I can go and not be embarrassed or ashamed of what, I have going on, or the process where I am. So that's a blessing. That's a blessing that she's able to do that. And it's nothing like that really going on for us.
Mm. Right.
So she's God is delivering gifts to a lot of us who now know what it's like to go through, to help others go through and make their transition a little bit easier.
So, Tanya, you mentioned something that
Mhm.
I was not aware of. And you mentioned that the Susan G. Komen organization is no longer in Birmingham, Alabama.
Mhm. There are four, they do have four that are in the United States, but there are, and I'm going to tell you one example. California has one.
Okay.
So you would have to go to the 4 points. So you may look at Texas may have one, New York may have one, and you may have one up towards the north. But there are four. There
Hmm.
are four. And looking at the salary of the president of the Susan G. Coleman, do research for yourself. It is a big business. It's a big business. So you just talked about funding that we as a community can't get our hands on, but there's someone who's sitting in a position making six figures. The money should be going to the research and to the thrivers and survivors so that they can get the things that they need. I
Right.
was off an entire year with no check, no check. And so you're looking at medicines you have to buy, you're looking at transportation, gas, car notes, bills that are piling up, and you have no idea. You have no idea that your life is about to be turned upside down, around, and over. And I can only sympathize with my students' parents that I service, because you have little kids who still need their mom to be able to take them to the football game practice or whatever they need to do. And they may not have it to make the choice to decide if I'm going to pay my copay or pay my light bill. It's not
Mhm.
a fair choice. It's
Yeah.
not a fair choice.
Right.
And I walked that walk, just thanking God that He was able to provide for me. I have a husband, but in some cases, we're talking about single moms
Mm.
basically are just having to make ends meet
Right.
just to keep the lights on. So I have to do it. I have to do God's work. I just want to be His hands and feet, because I know what it's like to walk that walk.
Mm. And that is so powerful. And I'm so glad that in the words that I was asked years ago, Clarissa, do you have the courage of your convictions? And I was like, well, what does that mean? I was so young then. And as I got older, I quickly realized that the courage of your convictions is what bothers you. What, what And whatever it is that bothers you and keeps you up at night, that is the thing that you need to have the courage to do.
Right.
What do you need to do? What can you do? How can you rally people around to make a difference? And something that I've always heard the last couple of years, and I kind of like it. It says, be the change you want to see.
Right. Right.
So, be that change. Go ahead and do the things that God has called us to do so that we can help other people. We weren't put on this earth just to satisfy ourselves or live in the big cars, drive the big cars, live in the big houses, wear the best of all of this. It's not just for us. We're here to help other people.
Right.
That's why we're here, is to serve one another, not for personal gain.
Right.
And
Right.
so that's why I do what I do every Monday night. I don't get paid for this. I come on because I believe that what is being shared on this platform is going to help somebody else. I believe this show tonight is going to help somebody else. Number one, it may be someone diagnosed with breast cancer. They may not know of any organizations that are out there to assist them. There's two today that you just mentioned. I know of another person, Sisters Can Survive, Talisha Cash. That's another one that is really good at helping women. And so, there are organizations out there. Just because Susan G. Coleman is no longer in Birmingham doesn't mean the resources and the help is not there. And so I'm so glad that you're doing what you're doing, Tonya, and you're doing it in the way that you're doing it. You may not have an organization, but what you are doing is you're ensuring that the organizations that are in place stay in place.
Right. And I work alongside Miss Cash as well with Sisters Can Survive. They are instrumental and they're my sister circle. So I work with them as well. Yeah. I do a lot of things with a lot of people. And it's all because of the glory of God that I am able to do that. Grace and mercy is what has kept me. And my pastor speaks about exactly what you just said. Our mission is to love God, to love people, and to make a difference. And that's Pastor Mike Jr., Rock City Church. I just have
to get that shameless plug out there.
Because I love my pastor and I'm sticking by him. But I joined the church actually for my birthday during the pandemic in my first year.
Okay.
Watching it online. So, yeah. So I'm a 4-year rock star at Rock City. So I thank God for him. I really do.
Very good. I love it. I love it. And look, Tonya, I'm so glad you're able to take out the time tonight.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Talk about your event. Talk about what you did on last week and how that's helping and supporting. And, you're sharing with us what took place, but you're also sharing with us what we can do.
Right.
To assist and help as well, because these organizations need assistance. They're all nonprofits, which means that they need help financially. So let's see what we can do to help and assist as well. You got Brenda's Brown Bosom Buddies. You got Talisha Cash's Sisters Can Survive, and then the Pink Tops, I think is what it's called. With Raquel out there too. And these women, I'm sure there's some others out there. But I'm telling you, these women are really doing it. They're rocking it, and they're doing what they can to help women, because this is something that's going to always be around, unfortunately, for right now. And so they are doing what they can to help and assist all of the sisters who are out here. So that is so amazing. Tonya, how we do it. When we get ready to end our show, I love to have my guests that kind of bring you front and center by yourself and just give an encouraging word. And so today, Tonya, I would like for you to speak to that woman, to that young woman, to that older woman who's never had a mammogram, who's afraid to go and get checked. I would like for you to speak to that woman, to encourage them to go and to get a mammogram. Can you do that for me tonight?
Yes, I can. Hello. I just have to plead with you right now. God is in control, but your mindset has to be that I will live and not die. The importance of a mammogram is just a matter of checking to see if there is something there. I was that one who was sitting there, and at the end of every month when my cycle would come on, I would feel a lump. And when my cycle would go off, the lump would go away. And I was like, oh, it's nothing. I tried to disregard it. And I have to tell you a little bit about me. I'm that little one who has two boys, and if they even sneezed, I would take them to the doctor. But you have to take care of yourself, just like me. And when you ride on the airplane, what do they tell you? When your mask fall down, they tell you to put your mask on first before you're able to assist someone else. So I'm asking you to put your mask on, to take care of you first, because you matter. Your family revolves around you. You are the strength. You are the strong one. What you have to do is take care and take everything that you see or feel seriously, because you never know. It could be absolutely nothing, but it could be. Early detection is the key. And the mammogram is the best form. The 3D mammogram, if you can afford it, look into it. There are agencies, like I said, like Brenda Brown, Bosom Buddies, who help and provide. They are expensive, but through agencies like this, you can get the support you need and be able to get these tests so that you can knock it out of the box. We will stomp out breast cancer one person at a time. But guess what? We got to keep our faith in God. We've got to move. Faith without works is dead. So you have to move, make actions, watch what we eat, exercise, and keep God first. It's imperative, because you deserve to live. You deserve to live. And know that whatever the devil thought he stole or is thinking about stealing is not up for bargains. I belong to God. I'm his child, and I forever will be. So go back to the pits of hell where you came from. And I know that if you go, get checked, and change your trajectory, God will keep you. He's a keeper, honey. I seen it with my own eyes. So I encourage you today to be courageous, be strong, and know that if he's done it for me, he can do it for you. In Jesus' name, I pray you have a good evening, and I love each and every one of you. Have a good night.
I love it. Tonya, that was powerful. I started seeing people coming in like Rosa and Sabrina and Wilhelmina and Gerald popped in. Allison, of course, is on the live tonight, and several others who have not said anything, but they're listening and watching. And so, guys, I'm asking you, please take this live and share it with your network tonight. Share this information, because you don't know. You can have from 500 to 5,000 followers and friends on your network, and you never know who's in that network on your Facebook page who will need the information that was shared here tonight. So let's go ahead and share that with our network. Get that information out there, because there may be someone who needs to connect with these organizations, or who needs to hear that powerful word that Tonya shared with us on tonight. Tonya, I love you, girl. Thank you
too. Thank you so much for having me.
You know, now you always have a virtual key to the Ladies Room Talk Show. So whenever you need it, just go ahead and turn that key, and I'll be right there to let you in.
Yes, ma'am. I love you so much.
Love you too, girl. And guys, thank you so much for joining us inside the Ladies Room Talk Show. As always, stay tuned, and we'll see you back here next week, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Good night.
Good night.
Step into the ladies' room with Clarissa.